difference. I guess I'm a kid at heart. It's something I always fought. They think I need a renovation. Let me work on my foundation. Nation, before I lose my patience. Maybe you don't know what you're saying. Sick of these games we're playing. I feel like it's not. I'm the storm that meets the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Do you think you are? Who do you think you
Hello everyone and a warm welcome to the RSC EU Prospect Playoffs. We are in the upper semi-finals, a match between Shadows Obscurity and Visionaries Palmas. My name's Smokey Bear and I'm here tonight with Stealthy Wolf. Stealthy Wolf, how are you doing?
Yeah, thank you, Smokey Bear. I'm doing all right. I'm a little bit tired, of course, now being at work and needing to get up at around 6. My entire sleep schedule is a bit ruined, and so my energy has like these ups and downs. And definitely this moment, right before I need to like get my dinner, it takes a big dip. But despite that, we still, of course, have two teams right here already ready to play. And yeah, I think both teams really wanting to make sure that they get to that upper final as soon as possible.
Yep, that's right. We have, the franchise champions and the Ignis Conference winning team Shadow Esports Obscurity versus the Glaciers Conference runner-up with a very close margin, Visionary Palmas. What an amazing matchup this is going to be to start us off on the stream tonight. And if you want to let the players know that we are ready and good for them to go, we've got Obscurity with 51 wins and 21 losses, Palmas with 49 wins and 23 losses. So, despite that fact that they were in different conferences, they both absolutely smashed out of the park all season long. And I'm really, really excited to see how this first game is going to go here tonight and just which one of these two teams is going to make that first impact, that first goal on stream. Here we go, kick-off number 1, Buckets and Melty Crispy diving in for that one there. It's going to fall way up over into the middle. Deadly Dom trying to get that first initial hit, but it's going to be Chompies. So winging it back up to the other side of the field. Melty Crispy with a big hit away. Going to be Lucci now again to Raw Roogie. The challenge is just coming in hot. Both of these teams not really looking too nervous right now, Stealthy. They're looking pretty confident.
Yeah, of course, it's now feeling each other out, right? We see that from the side from Obscurity, they're taking their attack slow, and it's most important, like, definitely in these moments, you need to combine well, you need to make sure that you don't commit too far forward, because otherwise you give, of course, too much space to the side from Palmas. But, yeah, you said something to me before that you were going to throw me a curveball and ask me what my predictions are. Now that I'm first, what are your predictions, Smokey?
Do you know what? I absolutely love it. I'm going to go with the Ignis Conference champions, Shadow Esports Obscurity. But I'm going game 5, 3-2.
Fair enough. I'll add mine alongside it. I think Palmas are gonna win. Of course, I've good ties with the GM in Visionary. Of course, they get a first goal down right here, but I think it's going to go to 3-1.
Yeah, I think, we're both onto something there. One of these teams is going to absolutely smash it out of the park tonight, and Raw Roogie absolutely smashed that one into the back of the net, gaining that first goal that I was asking who's going to secure it. It is Obscurity securing that one, or should I say security?
Yeah, it's definitely a good starting point from them. With that momentum, they're in a driving position to where they can get away. But now it is, of course, all down to Palmas. How are they going to go and like recover from this, right? The main thing, of course, that I always in these kind of lobbies look at, Smokey, is what do you do when you are on top of the ball? Do you just rush it? Do you start to panic? And that panicking element is one of the biggest things that you see in Prospect, where they rush too quickly, they just hit the ball away, but then they don't exert the pressure they need to get a goal.
Absolutely, you're spot on. You know, this is the division. I'm not playing this season, but Prospects is the division I'd be playing in if I was playing this season, played last season. And as it's when you get caught out of position, you start to panic, and you know, you end up, you know, relying on your teammates, and maybe that, you know, you and your teammate both can't get it. It opens up that awkward first goal, and then, you know, you're already at a panic standpoint straight away because you're a goal down. And you know, I'm really impressed from Palmas so far. You know, as you're saying, after going that goal down, they're not looking too panicky. They're Lucci with a nice save there, that cool, calm and composed save, just clearing it off the line, even with teammate and opponent approaching, and Chomps there almost setting that one awkwardly on top bins, but a great jump up, deadly dog.
The bumps almost coming in clutch here from the side from the Palmas, and that would have been great for him. But the main thing that you said as well, that don't look all too panicky, and I think the main person that we have to look at is Lucci. Lucci is quite far back as a third man, but therefore also allowing Chomps and Buckets to just put all the pressure they want on the ball.
Yeah, they're getting that space and time, aren't they? And you know, you can see how that back post rotation plays in quite well. Buckets there, cutting in short into that front post rotation. And there's Lucci managing to play that up and over and past the Buckets. Buckets going up for that free jump, and it's going to be deadly dog, putting it back down to Crispy. Crispy turns round, doesn't really know where to go. I think that could have been one of those panic moments right there, Stealthy. But Ronaldo continuing the power right here. Melty Crispy trying to find in that gap, but can't quite make the opportunity. However, an opportunity for Buckets now, as the shot goes above the crossbar. Maybe a little something cheeky here from Lucci, and Chomps in the corner. It's not really worked out too well. You know, you've seen two players there challenging on the one ball, and you know, that space very well closed down from Chomps quickly. That was what they needed to do. However, opportunity looms for Melty Crispy and deadly Dom, and with a deadly finish into the left side of the net. That is 2-0 for the champions. Obscurity.
Yeah, the main thing, of course, that we saw there as well, Smokey, is we saw visionary side. So the Palmas basically giving a little bit too much space, right? They're trying to play a little bit more controlled. They're trying to not panic. But you still need to play responsive. There's a big difference between the two. As we see here, Chomps playing the ball to the side, for example. Those are the things you need. You need that early interception, but it still needs to feel calm and collected.
Yeah, you need to be in that right place at the right time. You know, positioning goes so much in this game, and just with that comes bumps, comes physicalities, comes demos, comes completely taking the players out of the play. And you know, we've seen a little bit of back and forth here. We've seen a lot of physicalities in the middle of the field. Could that create an opportunity for a goal? No, Chompy's steering this one away for now. Ronaldo having to chase all the way up onto the backboard. Can't quite get that clear, but Melty Crispy with a nice follow-up. It was a crispy one, but so was that pass from Chompies to Buckets. Buckets back to Chompies, can't quite find the connection, and it's going to be another fallen play for Palmas. And with 2 goals for the side of Obscurity, and game number 1 is looking comfortable. It's looking hot for them right now. Deadly Dog trying to create one more. With 2 players from the Palmas diving up, the ball still in the air. Could we see another opportunity? Rorugi touching it down, taking game number 1.
Yeah, it's definitely a good start from the side from Obscurity. The other end, right, we of course saw the Palmas, they were struggling a little bit, and the main element that we have to look at is what do we do when we are in control of the ball? We said it already once, we said it that they're giving the ball away, they're giving the pressure away, but the third man positioning is spot on, right? Lucci is always in a good position, able to keep that ball forwards, make space and time for Chomps and Buckets to try and get opportunities in. However, Chomps and Buckets need to position according to each other a lot better. Right now, they're following each other on that side wall. Basically, the moment they get that ball into the center, which is a good opportunity, a golden opportunity even for the Palmas to either equalize it, get ahead, or try and crawl back to an equal scoreline, then they're off to the sides when they need that pressure the most. And Lucci is always lurking behind him, he's always ready, so they should be confident when they're going for this play. They should just commit to it, as easy as it sounds by saying it that way.
I think that's where comms comes in as well. You know, we saw a couple of team bumps happen there for the Palmas, and then, you know, after such a strong season, you know, you think that comms usually are at a point now where it is consistent, and you know, you are constantly in full knowing of where your teammates are on the field. And as well as that, that was a very interesting game number 1. A good warm-up game for both teams. Game number 2 kicking off. It's going to be Lucci on the back wall once more. And just as you were saying, Buckets and Chompies can work out this midfield, can work out this aggression. Chompies working out the aggression, absolutely fine. Buckets getting a nice touch onto the front post. Chompies can't reach it. And it's looking like another counter-attack here from Ronaldo. But again, that star player on that backboard. 3 saves in the last game, but not a save on this one. Melty Crispy. Melting the minds of Palma's defence right now with a cheeky flick right into the middle of the net.
This is definitely not what we need to see from the side from Palmas, right? We see that Buckets and Chomps are pretty aggressive when it comes down to offensive play. They want to be there as soon as possible. They want to follow up on their own play. And that is definitely one of the better ways to try and attack. But here in defense, again, they're just waiting, but I don't know what they're waiting for.
Look at all that space. Look at all that space in the middle of the field. There's nobody closing that down. Deadly Dom just manages to get in there and get a cheeky little bump on Buckets. Buckets is, you know, as you said, been trying to wait and trying to avoid that bump, maybe escape on the other side of it and try and escape, you know, from with that ball from defense. But it's going to have to be pure attack now from Visionary Palmas if they want to try and create some hope for themselves, maybe a bit of confidence. Buckets there, confident on the front post, and what a close opportunity it was. Now Lucci sending it way up and over into the middle. Deadly Dom can't quite get it because of course Lucci's been there with the physicality. Buckets shoots up and it's just off a target. So more shots on target and we could be looking at a very different scoreline here in this game. But wait a minute, here comes another one from Buckets. And a good demo as well, looking to get a bit of revenge after the bump causing the last goal against Buckets.
Yeah, right now the counter is definitely going stronger. Palmas putting a lot more pressure on it, continuing their pressure as well by following each other up nicely. As we now have Buckets getting that ball into the corner, trying to read it up himself as it's cleared by Crispy. But now, with this continuous pressure, you start to wonder, Smokey, how are the boost levels from the side from Obscurity? Surely they are starting to dwindle down, but now they have it cleared and they even get a counter goal.
Just like that, an RKO out of nowhere. Look at that counter attack from Deadly Dom. Just absolutely full coated it off that backboard and then rattled it right off the post. It's a great third goal and it's exactly what Obscurity need here in this game number 2. They will be feeling good right now. They'll be keeping up, you know, keeping up that pressure, keeping up those comms. They keep on this form, they could be on their way to that final. Now Chompies and Visionary Palmas, what could they do to turn around? 3 minutes left in this game, still a lot of time to turn the fate of this match in this series. And a lot of time here for Buckets on the ball, manages to be one. Chompies waiting there and back up. But an awkward 50 is going to go in the favour of Ronaldo. Ronaldo all the way up to the side wall, carries it, the air dribble falls. And of course Lucci is there to take over stealthy.
Yeah, and I think the main element that Palmas needs to do right now is just look at their opponent and mimic it. I mean, they did.
They did! You're going to say they literally did. Buckets just did that. And Chompies there has been an awkward play there off from Deadly Dom as well. But Buckets is going to love that advantage. Buckets just managed to shoot it past the post a couple of times now. That one was in the net, Stealthy.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say there in that small segment, Smokey, is the one thing that we're seeing right now from Obscurity is a lot of speed. It's outpacing the opponents, and what a beautiful shot from Melty, but saved away by Chomps. But that is the thing that we need to see from Visionary. Again, they're being too patient. They're letting the opponents, the moment they're attacking, do way too much. And that team up once again, like you said, those are the things we can't afford in this stage in the semi-finals of Prospect.
And it's cost them another goal here. Melty Crispy. Buckets has just touched it down. Chompies didn't get that initial follow-up from that short play. It's created a whole lot of space just outside that penalty area. And Ronaldo put it into the back of the net. 4 goals to 1. Just after that glimmer of hope, Stealthy, for Visionary Palmas. It's another goal. And what a crazy pinch there from Deadly Dom as well. If they can create some kind of goal from this here, it could be really impressive, Stealthy.
Oh, but right now that bump there is starting to become a little bit awkward as we now have pressure once again. Buckets misses it. Lucci into midfield. Chomps is there. And the multi is stuck on the side post. It was an open opportunity, but he can't control it. But now that leads on. Air dribble. Beautifully get it to the center as it is now cleared to the side.
And a ripper of a shot there from Melty Crispy once more. Buckets doing some work in defence this game, that's for sure. Deadly Dom showing off a little bit of finesse. Raw Rugi couldn't finish it. Could this be the counter attack? The visionary Palmas are looking for. Chompy's getting that nice follow-up touch, but Melty Crispy up on the backboard. Buckets having to have a quick follow-up. That shot going past the post, but Deadly Dom as well, creating that opportunity again once more. Raw Rugi diving off his third. This time it's worked out. Possibly creating an opportunity, but no, another counter attack. Looming large, Chompy and Lucci trying to link up, repossessed by Deadly Dom. The Buckets here just watching very carefully, waiting for the right time to pounce.
Yeah, and that's definitely the thing that Palmas needs right now. But there's one more essential thing, and it's something that probably can take a lot of prospect players actually from being prospect all the way up to challenger and potentially even rival. And the main element that we have to look at that point, Smokey Bear, is what are our touches achieving, right? We see a lot of sideways touches from the side from the Palmas. They're playing the ball to the side, and it's coming exactly to the same position as the ball initially left from. And at that point, you need to ask yourself, what am I doing? What is this touch? What is the point of it? If you can give it some direction, if you can bring it forward to the opponent net, then you have a shooting opportunity like here from Lucci. Beautiful redirect.
That was a stunning goal, Stealthy. Absolutely beautiful redirect, sends it all the way across the line and into the back post. And with those creative touches and with that creative casting, Stealthy Will, I think that you have inspired this team. Visionary Palmas, good to get another one. Chompies, it's on the buzzer. It's not going to get him to win this game, but it's surely going to win the hearts and the minds of everyone watching with a little bit of flair on that front post from Chompies. But Obscurity will still take game number 2 despite our very dramatic ending. And, you know, it was a solid performance throughout that game, and you know, I'm feeling like Palmas are, you know, they're warming up a little bit now. You know, they also had their game to get through, while Obscurity had their bye round from being first place in the league. So, you know, I think this is where this matchup is just gonna keep on getting better and better, Stealthy.
I mean, yeah, we see Palmas, of course, improving, and that's definitely one element of it. And on the other hand, right, we said something about those double commits between Buckets and Chompies, where they're bumping each other, they're bumping Lucci sometimes to where they can't really control defense. And in that last 2 minutes, it already looked a lot better. But like we said, like I basically instigated, like if you look at how the opponents are playing, they're playing very fast, they're trying to outpace you. If you give them too much space, then that speed is basically going to lead for them into better opportunities. And now the fact that Palmas is also rotating at a faster pace, they're able to be in better positions for each other. They're not bumping each other as much because the positioning makes a lot more sense than when you're awkwardly slowing down your own gameplay.
You know, you're absolutely right, and we saw it, you know, first game, it was, you know, it was Lucci, it was always on the backboard, it was always making the saves, and we saw, you know, we saw Buckets and we saw Chompies pushing it, putting on that aggression. And, you know, it worked up till a point and it didn't work. And I think that, you know, as you've said, they've done really well to manage to turn that around, to change up their play style, change up the strategy a little bit. We saw those rotations, you know, Lucci, I think it will, not any actually registered saves, of course, to the game standards, but of course, plenty of amazing saves were made in that game. But, you know, it just goes to show you how differently the team is playing, you know, what is a very important matchup here for them. You know, it's out into the lower bracket, I'm afraid. You know, if you're losing this match, and you know, you don't want that. You want to go all the way through this upper bracket. I think that's what Obscurity is going to be aiming for here, especially after winning the conference, having that bye round. They just want to take on that confidence all the way through into the finals and win the whole of Prospect. My goodness, many matchups will be made. History as well will be made. And here goes Melty Crispy, trying to create some history with this crazy mechanic. Unfortunately, it's not worked out, but here comes the second shot, all the way up to the backboard, can't get a double tap, deadly Dom. Oh my goodness, that was an absolute peach right under the crossbar. There was so much power on that from where both of those goalkeepers were on the line. With all of that space that you said, Stealthy, that's never been saved.
I mean, it might potentially be safe, but it's the same as saying, hey, a Smoky Bear, I'm going to roll a dice and give me the odds that it's going to be a 6, and then you say it's 1, aka it would be a 6 the next time I roll. Yeah, that's a little bit optimistic, and I think that's the way that Palmists are playing it as well. They're playing a little bit too optimistic, thinking that the opponents won't do anything with that time, with that space. It might work against teams that are a little bit slower. But right now, if you're awkward on the backboard, you need to rotate, you need to be fast, you need to get out of there and make it comfortable for your teammates to go for that ball potentially.
Yeah, you've got to be playing the speed of the game. You know, 6 players in the field, your team is 3. You know, if that other team is averaging more speed than you, then they're going to be getting a lot more touches that they want on the ball, you know. And it's just about who can, in those opportunities, make the most of those opportunities. And we've saw it, you know, all season long, all series long from Shadow Esports Obscurity. They can make the most of those opportunities. And, you know, we're 3 minutes at a point where last game we were, what, 3-0 to Obscurity? We're only 1-0 right now. And Palmas managed to bang a few in the back of the net just as the game was ending. So, with that, of course, as well, I want to give a big thanks to everybody watching in the chat. It's a pleasure to be here in the commentary booth alongside Stealthy Wolf, bringing this action for you guys.
Oh my. I closed my eyes for a second, I saw something. I should have kept my eyes closed for longer. Yeah, this is just painful, Smoky Bear. We have to be real here, right? Obscurity is at the moment tearing Palmas apart, but that's only because Palmas is tearing itself apart from the inside. We gave them the tip at the end of last game. Give the ball direction, make sure it goes forward. They do it a little bit more now, but it is now that much forward that they can't actually do a lot with it. But Chomps almost gets a beautiful shot. Buckets now tries to follow it up, but the pressure is not enough. It's Obscurity that's getting away with it and getting a counter once again as Lucha committed. Bucket's awkward, but still able to get the ball cleared to the side as Multi keeps some pressure alive. Oh my god, no.
And Rodriguez is able to just place that one top in. And with the static defense of Chompies, that is very unfortunate. Just tried to reach up a little second too late there. It's a great third goal for Obscurity though. They are looking really comfortable right now. They have an 8 shots to Palmas 3. And you can see that here in the scoreline. And you know, being real right now, we need a little bit more back post defense from Visionary Palmas. But you can also see the spirit that they're fighting with and how they're trying to mix it up, use everything in their arsenal that they can. But without that speed, that was a great save from Chompies though, and a great space that was closed down from Buckets there. Absolutely heard you loud and clear that time, Stealthy just cut straight down the middle and cut that play out. Here comes another one.
Just take your time, take your time! No!
No! No!
Yeah, so basically all they had to do is just breathe for a second, stay on the ground, drift to the right, drive around it, control it out, and we would have been chilling, but sadly enough.
Yeah, my heart hurts for Buckets right now, honestly. My heart was in my absolute mouth there. Deadly Dom's running away with the 5th one as Obscurity are running away with this match. And it was a cheeky little catch there from Deadly Dom. Just managed to use that excellent roll point on that left side of the car, catch it clean on the dribble, take it round the inside of the defender, put it in the back of the net. We still have a minute and 20 left to go. We could be heading to Barcelona here, or Brazil at this rate, if Palmas can get a couple in the back of the net. And I think, you know, we've seen it coming, Stealthy. They've managed to get some really close opportunities this game, but as we said in Series 1, that panic has been kicking in.
Yeah, once it kicks in, it's kind of hard to get rid of, as we see both trying to commit to the shot from Deadly Dom, and it is a very simple one, but yet very effective. And this is the thing that is undervalued, sorry, sometimes for most Rocket League players, even at my level at 1600 and such. People sometimes forget how strong it is of just taking your time, lining up the shot at the moment it's about to bounce, and it can give it so much power but also so much precision. And it's a second one that you need as Lucci does get the setup ready for the Brazil.
Oh my goodness, I am so ready. I'm getting my plane ticket right now, folks. I hope everyone in the chat's got their sunglasses ready. I believe that we are on course on this amazing journey that we are on tonight, and only Series 1 of the night. You know, we've got set up an amazing matchups here tonight for you, and already we're going on holiday, or will we be? Will the flight be cancelled? Buckets here trying to save it on the back post. No! Go, 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 Lazzo! Brazil!
You okay, Smokey? You're cutting out a little bit. I think you were screaming too loud that it was Brazil. But I mean, you never know. It might still be going to Barcelona, so it's a little bit closer to home, a little bit more realistic for me. But then, of course, we need to get one from the side from Obscurity and one from the side of Palmas. That might be maybe a little bit too far of a stretch.
Well, you know, this is just that. There's 20 seconds to be the deciding factor on whether our flight tonight will be delayed. Deadly Dom going for another one in the air, but Lucci, with a little bit of composure, manages to make a great save, make a great flick, possibly make a great opportunity here. If Chompies can get on the other side of it, does. Buckets diving up, but raw Rugi. We've seen it all series long so far, always in that right place at that right time. Brazil is the destination. Obscurity take the series.
You know, I find it kind of unfortunate, right? We saw great moments coming out from Palmas and Lucci finally being allowed to control the ball, take it for a dribble. Those are the main things that we need to see. But they're just waiting, they're struggling so much. I think Lucci is not allowed the space that he needs. And I think I understand it now. The reason this team is struggling is because there's two separate islands. We have the island of Buckets and now I'm forgetting names already.
Chompies?
Yeah. Buckets and Chumpies who would try and play aggressive, but the moment they come to defense, they're starting to panic. Buckets, of course, showed improvement throughout the series, and that's, of course, the main element that we're looking at. But then you have Lucci. Lucci is the person on Palmas that can control a ball, that can control the play, but is usually not allowed to because he needs to play that far back.
Yeah, you know, there was pretty much no space given relentlessly over the course of that series from Obscurity. There was not 1 second where a ball dropped and bounced and they didn't absolutely just pounce on it. They didn't just absolutely full send. You know, we saw Deadly Dom just full coated it to the backboard on the other side. Absolutely amazing stuff from Obscurity. But yeah, I thought we were going to be going to Game 5. However, we are not. And our series MVP, as I was just speaking all about him, the Deadly Dom. Some impressive stats there, Stealthy.
Yeah, he played really well, also controlled it pretty nicely, and those are the main elements that we're looking at. Of course, Shadow played faster, but in that fast-paced play style, we saw a lot of control, a lot of good and comfortable touches, and those are the most important things that we, of course, need in these playoffs to just be consistent and getting the essential touches.
And, you know, with that, I think that it was really starting to get there for Visionary Palmas, and then it just kind of fell away from them a little bit, which was a shame. And you know, these things happen in Rocket League, don't you? Sometimes you've just got to go and regain in the lower bracket. And of course, good luck to Visionary Palmas. That would have definitely been a good warm up for them tonight.
Yeah, with that said and done, of course, this game is over. I've also been keeping my eye, of course, on the playoff bracket, and I see likewise Alter 3-1 Naya, meaning that Alter and Obscurity will meet each other later today. I think in 2 hours, actually, or no, in an hour and 15 minutes from now, to play each other in that upper final and see who's going to get that, advantage, of course, for the grand finals.
Yep, you know, that's it. That's what you want. You want to be all the way through that upper bracket and getting into that grand finals. Sweet, clean, nice. And of course, with that, it's been an amazing first series. We'll be taking a little break and we will be right back with our next matchup. Thank you to everyone in the chat for all the love so far. You guys are amazing. We'll see you soon.
your heart over your mind. Untie and turn to stone from the fear of falling into the great unknown. You're trapped in endless nights. You've lost the will to fight. Like a lantern that's lost its glow. You're 100 feet above the ocean, and the water is all you need. But you're paralyzed, afraid to take the leap. Right now you can't see the path before you. The horizon is out of reach, but you're paralyzed, afraid to take the leap. These chains go stronger with time, but they can still be broken. You're not alone in this fight. Trapped inside these shells, the best version of ourselves is waiting to escape this. You're 100 feet above the ocean, and the water is all you need. But you're paralyzed, afraid to take the leap. Right now you can't see the path before you. The horizon is out of reach, but you're paralyzed, afraid to take the leap. The only way to survive this life is to take the leap. The only way to survive this life is to take the leap. You're 100 feet above the ocean, and the water is all you need. But you're paralyzed, afraid to take the leap. Right now you can't see the path before you. The horizon is out of reach, but you're paralyzed, afraid to take the leap. The only way to survive this life is to take the leap. The only way to survive this life is to I know we both want to do the right thing, but the needle in our compass is trembling. Trapped in the flames as our house burns down, left for dead cause we can't find common ground. We can't find common ground, so we agree to burn it down. We can't let it burn down, so we need to find common ground. It's so hard to find the truth when the other side wants to bury you, to bury you. And it's so hard to find the way when the other side wants to play it like a game. It's all about who's wrong and who's right. Don't wanna learn, we just wanna fight. If different thinkers are enemies, just think of what we could be. If our thoughts were in harmony. I know we both want to do the right thing, but the needle in our compass is trembling. Trapped in the flames as our house burns down, left for dead cause we can't find common ground. We can't find common ground, so we agree to burn it down. We can't let it burn down, so we need to find common ground. We're stuck in a maze of conviction. Every path leads back to what we could. We built this wall. It's time that is wrong and who's right.
the lower quarter final, Sporty. So that kind of shapes things up a bit up for them, doesn't it? And I think it just goes to show you the testament of warm up if they can come out swinging here in this series.
Yeah, it definitely does. With that win in the lower bracket, as you said, Azteca definitely brought some momentum with them. Brought a huge lower bracket run with them. And again, I'm impressed with what I've seen, from this team so far and what they've been able to do. Again, it's they have that lower bracket momentum, and lower bracket is a real thing. It is really scary. And unfortunately for our number 1 seed, Fiesta here, they're gonna have to face it firsthand.
That's right, and Mosaic, they've been warming up pretty nice, and they've managed to make that game, get on that win, get into this lower quarter final. It was a 3-2 game between them and Council of Souls Ponds, so that was almost like a lifeline for them and that lower bracket run. So now they need to capitalise on that. Now they need to maximise everything from this point forward with that momentum that you say, Sporty.
Yeah, definitely, and momentum, again, is a huge killer, especially in brackets like this. It's one of the reasons why you see so many high seeds lose in a double elimination format, because that lower bracket is, surprisingly, in many ways, even more difficult than the upper bracket. That's why so many upper bracket teams hate to go to the lower bracket, because the lower bracket can definitely seem easy at first. It really isn't, because of just the pressure on it, but the fact that there are so many teams here that are going to make long runs. We've already seen it again with some other just incredible runs through this bracket. Again, Mosaic, definitely a team that definitely has that experience. Again, they lost to Palmas in the upper, and they beat the Prawns down here, who also made a lower bracket run. On the other side, it was Terra who got knocked down by Alter and then won against Propel. So again, it's another lower bracket team that is also, really fighting just as far as they can, and with the momentum on their side, things are going to be really difficult for these, maybe favorites in these matchups.
That's right, and that Altar match is going to be obscurity up in that upper final. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see who makes it through into that grand final from that. But what a matchup that we have here right now, Sporty. Shall we go for our predictions? You go first.
Alright, I'm always going first on these predictions, but
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't be talking what I've been talking without believing in it. And I do believe lower bracket momentum, has the advantage in so many series like this, and that's why I am going with a bit of an upset here with Mosaic taking down Naja 3-2.
Okay, and I'm going to go for Naja. I think that that they've been absolutely shooken from losing to Altar there after having a nice comfortable buy round, essentially getting you through there. And after taking that loss, they're going to go, right, we need to step up our game, but we don't need to take it up 1 notch. We need to take it up 10 notches. And look at these lineups that's on the field here tonight, Sporty. Some absolutely amazing players.
Oh, I love it. You just set me up right for to talk about stats. It's one of my favorite things in this league. You said it correctly. Yeah, again, there's so many scary players. I mean, we talk about Mosaic. I've seen this team before. Talga, Stones, Gandhi, that's their usual starting lineup. That is a scary team, and those guys have played together a lot, and they know what they're doing. And one of those things where you're going to see them work around each other very well. Stones specifically, I've seen him really be kind of that midfield to offense kind of player who can really be the anchor, in the middle of this team. If this team needs someone to rely on the other side, Naja, obviously, it wouldn't be a number 1 seed without some number 1 statistics, and you see that coming in with Tom Base, number 4 in goals, number 7 in shots, or Maurice, who is number 10 in win percentage, who again is so consistent, winning at number 6 in assists, and then False Dragon, who is number 2 in getting demos. So again, you can't just ignore this team. You have to see what they are. Naja and Mosaic have both earned this spot.
That's absolutely right, and without further ado, I'll let these players know that it's good luck, have a fun time, because I would imagine that they'll be rocking and raring and ready to go. I know I would be, and I think that there's going to be an exciting matchup here tonight. I really think we're getting 3-2. I really think that we're getting game number 5 here, Sporty. I think that these two teams, it's going to be a duel of two titans, really. It's going to be, David and Goliath in that sense, and it's just going to be an absolutely biblical matchup.
Definitely, as you say, and again, I think the series, if it is going to go to Game 5, it will rely on Mosaic having a good start. Again, they're the underdogs in this matchup. Even with that momentum, Again, Naja still have the benefit of being that higher seeded team for a reason, and unless unless we can, unless Naja can immediately pick themselves up, Mosaic should have the advantage here in game 1, and again, that's one of the reasons why we both think it's going to go to game 5, is that it is going to be Mosaic who come off with this start. Again, they have momentum for a reason, so I'm excited to see what will happen here. Let's get ourselves right into it. Both these teams are ready. Mosaic versus Naja, the number 1 seed, knocked down to the lower brackets, and a team nobody saw getting knocked down this early. Both teams fighting for their life, fighting for a continuation in the brackets, and it will be Naja with the first goal right off the start.
You called it. We said about Tom, and all these goals were 6 seconds in, Sporty, and we've got a first one in this series coming in from Tom. That could be absolutely clinical in this matchup. Naja here showing that they in fact were shooken, and they're taking no chances here in this matchup, Sporty, going straight for it.
Said if Naja do get off to a good start, it might be all over for Mosaic, and that's the scary thing. I was expecting Mosaic to have that momentum, but they really haven't had anything in this first 30 seconds. Now it's False Dragon through what's 1-3, and again another strong shooting offensive type player, False Dragon, number 2 in demos, but also number 6 in goals, and the scoring from Naja off to a great start.
I'll tell you what, number 1 for love from the Naja fans. They'll be loving that. A second goal here in game number 1. They'll be looking hot, they'll be looking warm, they'll be looking confident. We're seeing a resurrected just 6 past the crossbar there, Sporty.
Gandhi couldn't believe what he saw there. He saw that ball go into the back wall, and then he just knew he couldn't get to it. He had to watch as it went by, as this one in front of the net. Mosaic trying to get some early offense with the pace of Naja, definitely trying to outplay them, squeeze them out of their resources. Tauga with no boost, getting bumped around. Mosaic struggling on the boost when it comes to getting to that ball, and that's exactly what Naja wants to put them to do. They want this team in Mosaic to chase after them and use their resources and lose them all before they ever have a chance to get the ball.
Keeping that pressure away from them and on their opponents here, and with that they're using all that space to make these delicious creative plays there, using all that space in the middle. Stones there diving across, can't make the connection, goes into the back of the net. 3-0 here for Naja, and of course a big thank you to everyone watching here in the chat as well. It's a pleasure to be alongside Sporty FC, the famous, in the commentary booth, and my goodness, Sporty, we are living it up here tonight.
Yeah, and so are those Mosaic fans in chat. They're all spamming out there, so again, you can see Mosaic, they have the fans behind them, and well, right now they need to get a couple goals to really get themselves behind themselves, because right now this has been about as bad of a start as it can be for any team in the lower bracket. Naja just not letting them get out of defense. Oh dear.
Oh no!
I mean,
I'm a bit
I don't know
Sporty.
what to say about that. I mean, you heard what I said after that. I knew as soon as I saw that touch, it was going in, and that's just not what they need. Naja with a 4th goal. We're only inside the first 2 minutes, and already Naja are whooping up Mosaic here.
Yeah, as you were saying, both these teams on that lower bracket run, both these teams have played the game already. Oh my goodness, Stone with a crazy pinch, and it was for a pinch it went so low, it was just off that sweet spot on that bottom curve of the wall here. Now here's Tauga taking it up the wall, all the way back down, faking out 2 defenders, takes it out past Tom, bumps Maurice, Maurice there, great recovery, and has managed to secure that play for Naja back into that defensive half of Mosaic. Now VX, I think you said that was Gandhi? Gandhi, yeah. Gandhi there trying to make it up the field, but can't quite successfully, lays it off for Tauga. But as it's just slipped past Stone's False Dragon, has the post from there. No, it's heartbreak. It's heartbreak on the field.
So in here at Mosaic, almost an immediate counter, and again, one of the issues I've seen with Mosaic is they haven't been very quick just to get in the faces of Naja. Naja, way more willing to play aggressive, way more willing to get right in the dirty places and go right after Mosaic, not give them the space to get to the ball. Mosaic need that time. They're just not getting it now midfield. Maurice will put it through, and it's 5 Naja. They're just continuing the scoring here.
You're right, they are just continuing to eat away at this defense. It's an absolute feast of goals here that Naja are having in this game number 1. And while they were shook in their last series, they are the one doing the shaking now to Mozak. And you know, with 2 minutes left on the clock, I hope that Mozak and Stones and Nicole and can manage to capture a bit of momentum here. But right now, False Dragon is just taking it up and over the lot of them. But Gandhi there, managing to get in and get a critical save. Tom can't quite put this one in target either, Sporty.
I think it really matters at this point for Naja if they score or not. I mean, they're already probably in a celebratory mood, but they just want a few more. They want to really lay the beat down here on Mosaic, make them as make this as bad as possible. It is for Mosaic. Let them know that they made a mistake coming down here to face off against Naja. And Mosaic are definitely feeling it, but a goal could be brewing. Gandhi, flip reset, will use it, 50 there, but it won't get through Tom Base. And Naja, we haven't seen much about on their defense when it comes to stats. Have been playing pretty well. They play so much offense, defense isn't really becoming a concern for them.
You're right, and well, let me tell you as well, Sport, it's so loud in here between me, you, all the eggs, and everyone in chat chanting and singing along. What a matchup to start us off here in this series. Stones now having to take the dribble. Maurice there managing to cut inside, get it in the middle. But that goes Tom flying over, creates an opportunity for Gandhi. Gandhi going up, manages to take it down, but False Dragon getting it away. Tonga rips one off, but Tom manages to get there just in time, Sporty.
The saves goes over your shoulder, they're the ones that really do. That should be made this, well, not that they're easy. Oh, that one, that's gonna be a bad miss. Stones will put it in, Mosaic's first, but at this point it's only a consolation goal.
Well, you know what, I think this was a moment that was due. If it didn't happen this game, it was going to happen the next one. The famous Stones. We will see the chat going crazy right now. Could this be a 30-second comeback for Mozak? Could Stones be the one to lead that charge? Or will it be Maurice and Co from Team Naja? Yes, Maurice going once more.
I hate to damper your mood. It's going to be pretty tough to do that now as time has run out.
Well, with 30 seconds, if they manage to make something from the kick-off, it's always possible with Rocket League, never say never. But here goes, look at the spirit, look at the determination. They don't care if they're losing this game, they still want to create goals. Stones has to play up one more time. The Dragon is going to see that one out off the side wall. Game number 1 goes to a very dominant Naja. Woo!
Number 1 seed coming in with that momentum, coming in with that pressure. And again, the real question was, were they going to have a tough time trying to recover to the lower bracket and cover off that loss? Obviously, they haven't. 5 goals, their offense playing quite incredibly. And what's crazy about it is they only had one, I believe, more shot than Mosaic. No, sorry, they had 2 more shots than Mosaic. Only 2. It's 8-6 on shots, and the goals are 5-1. Naja's offense is just playing so incredibly well. Mosaic stand no chance to stop them at this point.
Absolutely right, that's the way it looked in game number 1. You know, they've managed to get a wee second, as I was saying about all the shaking. Everybody's shook. We've all been shook up here. The chat's absolutely shook up. I think we're all ready for game number 2. And, you know, I think Mozak's really going to look at this as an opportunity to climb back up the cliff here. That they're slowly, you know, starting to fall off as the rocks are starting to break away underneath their feet. You know, it's going to be a case of, you know, getting ready to jump and cling on to this game. Going to be jump into this next match, try and get that first goal, instantaneous impact, instantaneous momentum gain. That could be the story for game number 2 for Mozak. What do you think, Sporty?
Well, it is. I don't see a reason that they'll be able to win if they lose this game. They have to win this game. Mosaic have to get at least 1 early here, or else they stand no chance of taking down Naja. And this game really is going to be the test for them. If Mosaic don't win this ISIS series, you know, already one that people will be calling here, and they have to make a good start. They have to get a good goal really early, or else it will be Naja with the pressures. Oh, Maurice just pinched it backwards. Is that going to go in front? It will, and look who's waiting for it. Stones, why are you there, Stones? It doesn't matter. He's in the right place at the right time. And this will be Mosaic, who have been given an absolute gift by Naja.
Yep, Stones there. You will say, why are you there, Stones? Stones was actually in the perfect place. Ready, pounced from the halfway line, was so ready for that, seen that one coming from the pinch, and now False Dragon and Naja down in game number 2. The instantaneous impact has worked here for Mozak, but now they've got to hold on to it. Dragon and Tom finding a very nice link up, but it's just not worked out after what was a very uncautious double commit that worked out really well. Now Gandhi having to take a double commit here from Team Naja, a third commit and their false dragon, Tom diving up again, but Stones, the hero, managing to see it away from now Sporty.
Yeah, the rotation's starting to break down. These teams are pushing so heavily. That's really tough, but infield pass, and that one's missed. Pull up from Talga, and that's going to be too slow. Double commit with Tom Based and False Dragon. Again, the rotation's being tested, but how fast these teams want to play, how aggressive, but how frenetic these teams want to play against each other, but it could create issues. Challenge there from Stones, will send it away, but again, a double commit from Mosaic to do it. False Dragon, up to the back wall. Flick out, has another touch, has a couple more touches. A dribble down the field, he's got great control. He's got it up on Gandhi, and Tom Base should be able to challenge and put this one to the back wall here for Naja to look for their first of the game, to look for them, maybe get their second win of the series. Batalga, caught by False Dragon, that one almost open, but Stones will be back, and again, Stones just in the right position so far this game. He's been absolutely incredibly in the right place. And it's so many options here for Mosaic, and that is exactly what they need. They need one of those players to step up, and a lot of times it is Stone because he is just such a positional-based player.
You're right, and you know, you can really see a different Mosaic here in game number 2. You know, they've kept that defensive rotation good, they've kept that defensive formation good, they've not really let a lot of space, you know, fall to the players in Naja, and that's what we saw so much of in game number 1. False Dragon managing to find a lot of space to that, but it was too awkward, and look at that drop off. It's a pass, Stones to Gandhi, and Gandhi again into the back of the net, off the keeper Tom, who can't save it. And just as you were saying, the positional play is just unstoppable. And what a crazy game number 2 here. Mosaic up 2-0. I don't mind.
Yeah, and I don't think Mosaic will mind either. They needed to make a response, and this is how you do it. You just play consistent Rocket League. Team play will win out in this bracket. And right now, the team play of Mosaic definitely a level ahead of what Naja's brought into this one. And Stone to the clear. False Dragon will get back. And Mosaic again have worked on so well, and not just Stone, it's not just Gandhi, it's Talga too. Everybody getting into so many good positions. It is just a relative machine here for Mosaic. Sure, they've had a couple double commits this game that could be worked on, but other than that, it's been a team that's just worked around each other. They've given each other good space. They, again, haven't been in the same position too often, and a lot of these players are finding teammates in position as Gandhi off to the back wall. Tom Bates will clear, but look who's following up. It's Stones off the corner. Talga waiting for him, but Tom Bates will get this one past. The rotation's broken down, and Gandhi, oh, what a block off of Husbar. Sent it off his own net, and Mosaic will keep me shut out for now.
And False Dragon there trying to keep up the pressure, but you know, as Stealthy Wolf was saying in that first series, we saw a lot of it between Obscurity and Palmist. You know, it's where are the touches actually going with the ball. You know, it was a very good bit of analysis from Stealthy there. And you do see it a lot at this rank, and you know, we're seeing a lot of really calculated touches, you know, here in this series, but we're also seeing a little bit of, you know, playoffs as well, and a lot of, you know, trying to just keep up that pressure, and that pressure almost creating an opportunity for the False Dragon there. Oh, but Tom's been done. Gandhi takes it past 2, can't get past the third one no more. Reese has been an absolute brick wall so far in this series for Naja. But they're going to need more than that. They're going to need to break down that brick wall of Mosaic. There's also here in this game. My goodness, Stones up and over the top. Tom diving in, manages to make that save. Ball now.
60 seconds. This is time for Naja to make quick attack, but it's also time for Mosaic to put down the go-ahead goal, the goal to end this game. A small drag with the flick. Maybe a chance. Gets the 50 on Talga, but both Maurice and Tom Bates pushed up for that. And again, that positioning, that rotation from Naja has not been as clean as it could be. They've been double committing in so many different positions, and it really does hurt them. On the side of Mosaic, they do still let it recover, but Naja takes a little bit longer, and that little bit of extra time that they need has what's been the difference maker in so many different challenges in that midfield. So many places where they can get onto offense. That's why Mosaic are holding the ball still as Gandhi, Talga off that back wall. Looking in front for Gandhi. Tom Bates will touch it. This one laying in front. False Dragon will clear. At this point, they're just playing defense. They can't get to offense. And Mosaic will look to keep them back.
And Talga firing one there at False Dragon. And while Naja, after losing that second goal, have managed to stop conceding anymore, they could not stop Mosaic in game number 2. As the ball drops to the ground, Mozak team will be feeling very happy right now, as Tekka will be feeling very happy right now. That could be a clinical point in this series. We both said 3-2 Sporty. I think we're heading for game 5 in that direction at least. And you know, what an impressive performance that was there from Stones. I think, you know, I just saw Stones all over the field, all over the ball, you know, for the entirety of that game, Sporty.
Yeah, definitely, and I agree with that as well. Again, Stones, I said he's going to be that kind of rock in the midfield, that player who the team really has to kind of rally behind whenever he plays well. And this is what you expect from Stones. What you expect. It's what we've been seeing from him all season long. And this is him just working with Talga, more rather working with Gandhi, just making sure this team works together, rotates well, because all Mosaic needs to do to beat Naja is to have those strong rotations, to have those strong player positioning, because yeah, that will beat any team, and Naja is included in that.
Absolutely, and you know, Toga as well. You know, I think again that performance from Toga there, we saw absolutely always in the right position at the right time. Maybe didn't you know, create any opportunities per se in Rocket League terms, you know, and only having 72 points on the scoreboard, but was absolutely clinical for Mozak in that entire series. And I think that's also a testament to score doesn't matter in Rocket League. It's about defense, it's about wins, it's about not letting your opponent score any goals on you. And Mozak did that there well. Now, game number 3. Both of these teams have a victory in their pockets. However, both of these teams need to take victory in this match to gain that momentum back.
And we'll see who can do it. As on the other side of the bracket, we actually did get an update on a matchup. On the other matchup that was happening around the league, Apparel versus Palmas. I don't know if you saw that match. You probably didn't, because you've been focusing on this game, but I have. Do you want me to tell you? Do you want to try to maybe guess what that scoreline was here? Reminder: Palmas is the one that lost in the upper bracket.
Right, okay, so I'm going to guess that Palmas are going to be, they're going to be shooken up as well, and they're going to make a comeback.
So what do you think the scoreline is then?
Not sure, I'm going to guess, let's see, 2-0.
No, it's 3-0, and Palmas lost. So Palmas lost. They're out of the bracket.
All
As
right,
I tell
okay,
you, that
so
road
it's
back on
fine then.
momentum. Yeah, Palmas are out of the tournament. Again, that's what I tell you. That road back on momentum really does have quite the impact here. Again, Palmas losing to Pavel. Pavel having to make quite the road bracket run, and again, you can see just how that momentum works. That's why, again, Mosaic have such a good chance of taking down Naja at this point. And all they have to do is recreate what they did last game to really continue it. As Tago, what a flick, false dragon, will be there. Again, we're seeing Mosaic, and again, they're a little more comfortable in this lower bracket. They have already had to fight in this bracket, in this lower bracket, knowing that they could have been out with a loss, and that's what Naja is getting used to. And Mosaic, again, they need to take every opportunity they can get here against Naja to really make them feel uncomfortable.
You know, I think both teams are starting to, you know, get comfy in their seats here. You know, we can see comments, we can see a really creative play here coming in. The Stones just not in the right place at the right time, that time. But here goes Gandhi managing to jump up the back wall there. Can't create too much from that. And again, here goes Toga flying down for the ceiling. We also seen another player from Mozak diving in for that. Toga keeping the fight in the front post with Tom. But here goes False Dragon. Not for long, Gandhi diving in there, it goes above the crossbar, it's just dropping down, Stones, no, False Dragon, with a beautiful save here from Naja, that could be keeping them in this game for sure, Sporty.
False dragon, actually Maurice got credit with that one, but both jumped for it, both stood it on the goal line, standing on their heads, you might say, but Mosaic still have offense. Gandhi, cleared by Maurice. This one back and forth, but no one's been able to score. Maurice in the midfield. Stones set long. Tom Base gotta be careful. Gandhi, not a touch there, and it will fall to the net. Goal one goes to Mosaic.
And wow, what a turnaround here. And the pressure coming in from Gandhi flying through just put Tom off that little bit too much. Couldn't quite get around to the backside of that ball and hit it away. Oh, and if you're an Azteca fan right now, you'll be absolutely loving this. This is the momentum that this team needed. However, rock solid Maurice is playing that third role right now. And just what will we see here from this Naja defense? Here goes Dragon going up one more time in the offense. Tom has to jump up this one, get it before Gandhi does. Crossbar, Maurice! It's been coming all game long, and it's finally in the back of the net for Maurice. Beautiful goal. The famous Stones is Stent.
Time. He was too slow for it. The back wall will work for Naja. The pace is still very much there, and that's been where they've been strong. But here comes Stones. That's off for Crosper. Gandhi with the follow. That's off for Post. The last defender for Naja, keeping this one go. But here he is. It's Stones again. They can't keep him down for long.
Yeah, I did say the famous Stones ready to be in the limelight once more with an absolutely beautiful punt right into the back of the net from that angle as well. Sheesh! And I mean, that was absolutely crazy. We've got 2 minutes left on the clock. This game is just warming up. A big thank you everybody for being here with us once again. Here goes Tom now, trying to keep up that offensive pressure. Dragon trying to get into the right place, play it off the backboard. Diving up, it's gonna fall so slowly. Dragon gets up there first. Another bounce from the corner, another touch away from Gandhi, but it's a touch away. Stones has to cover up, does fast, but again that direction on that touch only went to the opposition, and it only went to Maurice, who puts it onto the backboard. But Gandhi dives up, Dragon with a follow-up right into the penalty area. Easy clear away for Stones with no pressure.
For Mosaic to get nervous. You're playing against the best team in the league for a reason, and you have to, play goal. That's not an easy feat, but they've done well here. They just need to continue pushing into the final minute. They're up by 1, but Naja will be hunting for that goal. They'll be setting everybody up as Maurice. Gandhi again with that back wall touch. False Dragon now. Gotta keep it in. Gandhi sent away. If they score here, Mosaic, this could be the game. This could be the match point in their favor here. Batalga trying to get it. Maurice off the back wall now, gets around a second. Stones. Oh, it's missed it! Stones missed! Stones missed! Naja will watch as it rolls to the net.
Uh-oh. I mean, we got the 2-0. We got the equaliser. It was a very important goal for Maurice. That's 2 on the scoreboard now. And for Naja, that is a lifeline in this matchup here. They were looking cold for a minute, but it just became cold on offense. Stones there having another goal. Toga now forced up to the backboard. Manages to get that first and second touch, but only to get bumped away. Maurice keeping on the pressure. Stones back in the right place at the right time. Tom and Gandhi jumping up possibly on a double. No, denied.
Mosaic, even with that goal against them, they're still the same confident team, but they are going to need one to go their way. And the same would be said about Naja, who have been sitting back watching as this Mosaic team continues to heat up. And at 0 seconds, this one will be hit to the ground, and we're going to overtime for the first time in this series. And what a game to do it here in Game 3. Match points to whoever can take it. And we'll see who it is. Mosaic are confident. They're looking pretty good. Stones! Saved by Tom Bass. Tonga wants the follow-up, rolling in front. Triple commit from Naja just to keep that one wide. And the pressure from Mosaic not backing down.
Oh, and Gandhi and Stones. Gandhi couldn't quite find Stones there, but managed to get the follow-up shot that they needed. And now Toga setting up Stones in the middle. It seems to be everybody past the Stones right now. And Maurice there just being demolished by Stones, and defense taking a player out of that rotation. But look at that follow-up from Dragon. Almost managed to get a crazy double touch there. Oh, and here comes a possible link-up play. Tom to Maurice. Maurice to the backboard to Tom. No, denied once more. Stones there. Plays it up to Toga. Toga now with a bit of space and time. Manages to play it into the middle. Gandhi goes for that first shot. Oh, but the connection's not quite made. And Maurice was in there fast like a rocket. Now, Maurice manages to send it to the other side. Dragon finds the connection on the shot. Finds Tom from the backboard and into the back of the net. Ending overtime. Ending game number 3. Victory to Naja. And my goodness, what a matchup that was. That was totally in Mosaic's favour, Sporty.
They had their chances, they just couldn't put them in. and that's really going to hurt against Naja, who we know will score. Again, it's 13 shots to 10. They had 3 more shots than Naja and 1 less goal, and a lot of this did come from stones, and really, the issue I'm seeing with Mosaic on shooting is Gandhi. 6 shots, 0 goals, and that is going to be the difference maker in so many of your playoff matches, is your inability to score. Everybody has to play well, and Gandhi maybe just falling a slight bit below the mark that they need him to be.
Gotta be shooting that on target. You know, this is a very important part of the season. This is what you build towards, you know, your whole season. You do all your training, you know, you do all your comms work, you get ready, you prepare, you put yourself into a place in the league where you make it into these playoffs and you go out there and you play your absolute best. I believe that we're seeing that from both teams right here, Sporty. You know, absolutely super performance. If you know, Gandhi and you know, also Stones as well had 6. Did score two incredible goals, I must admit. But with a little bit more consistency, we saw that slip up in defense as well. With a little bit more consistency, this Mosaic team could completely dominate this series. But while they take their foot off the gas a little tiny bit, Sporty, Naja is foot to the floor. And my, here we are, game number 4.
Here we are. This is a chance for Naja to take down Mosaic and move on to the next round of the playoff to take on Propel. For this match, a lot of weight on it. We'll see which of these can take it. Naja and Mosaic. Naja again with that favoritism coming into this, and well, they've definitely made their high rank matter, their high seed matter, because they are looking as such. But still, it's Mosaic who have given them a real tough time, and as long as Mosaic, and again, as you said, bring that consistency, be a little more consistent, especially again with that shooting, especially with Gandhi's shooting, I think we could definitely see them take Naja here to Champion Field to the final game of the series.
You know, we both predicted game 5. It looks like a game 5 scenario to me, and it looks like a delicious flick there from Murray's, but unfortunately, done their own teammate there, and it could be an attack here for Stones and Mosaic, but no, Tom Bastate's going to see that one away for now. Naja, they're looking to just defend, see this one out, see out some pressure here from Mosaic, try and feed off of it, get that counter attack on, get that goal in the back of the net. Tom trying to lead the charge here, taking on Stones. Everybody's in the corner right now, everybody wants a piece of this, Sporty.
Yeah, no one wants to take their eyes off that ball for even a second. Nobody, you know, wants to be left behind. Nobody wants to be away from the play for more than only a few seconds. And you can't blame these players for how they're feeling. They want to control their destiny. But it's going to take teamwork and a 2v1. Tom with the ball. Here comes the flick. Talga's there. False Dragon wants it here as well. But Stones will get the block. And a huge clutch save on defense from Mosaic. It's not easy to stop those, but Talga was able to get away from that 2v1.
Right, and you know, could have been a little bump in there, you know, I think I've seen a second attacking player going left, going for boost, and if there was a bump in there, that was a goal for Naja, I'm afraid. However, the scoreline still even Stevens here, 3 minutes on the clock. Naja on match point. As you were saying, destiny and fate to be decided by these 6 players on the field, and Maurice is decided the destiny of this first goal, and I'll tell you where it's destined to go to the defence of Mosaic and into the back of the net. Tonga so far up there alongside another player, didn't quite see who it was, but with both of them being up there in the middle, yeah, exactly, you know, that's it, there's no one home, walked right in.
Yeah, it is. It was surprisingly lackadaisical from Gandhi, who should have had a little bit more care with that touch to the player, hitting him down, and this Mosaic team, they cannot lose hope. It feels like they really tried to slow things down this game, try to take their time, but I feel like, you know, what we saw the last couple of games was what worked for them. You know, instead of trying to slow things down, just instead trying to pick things up and play at a fast pace, play at a pace that was tougher to read for this side in Naja, but instead Mosaic, they're trying to take some time. They don't want to make mistakes. It's a common, you know, thing for teams at this level to not want to make mistakes, but they have to be able to take risks, and those right now those risks haven't shown themselves as Gandhi. Trying to find Talga. Into the back wall, an easy touch from Maurice, but Gandhi's waiting, infield pass, looking for Stones, and Tommy wouldn't let him have a chance on that one. Immediate jump for it, and great defense as well, recognizing the play in front of him is now a dribble for False Dragon, and Gandhi will stop that too. 1 goal in the favor of Naja, and this could honestly be the goal that decides the series.
You know, this set is absolutely clinical moments, and you know, Naja, we saw it from them. Oh my goodness, this could be another one here from Dragon, but just loses it at the end. I was going to say, we saw him straight away in game number 1, you know, just finding those clinical moments. And, you know, I think the difference now is Sporty is getting a lot more physical out here. You know, that average distance between each player on each team and their opponents is very small right now. Everyone's getting involved, everyone's all having a go at the cake at the same time. You know, everybody's getting their fingers in there. Here goes Stones here trying to get a hand on Tom Bast in the corner. Dragon manages to get that one away, creating an opportunity for Tom. Tom there from the backboard, can't quite reach it because it just bounces up so high, way out of reach, way up in the sky. Dragon though, from that point way up in the sky, could read exactly where it's going to go. But Gandhi, always one step ahead here, one step ahead of Tom, but not of Maurice Sporty. It's just back and forth here. Back and forth, he's getting me confused.
Yeah, no, Maurice has been that defensive rock, and he has kept his team in this one here. Only one goal has been able to be scored on their offense, and it's been Maurice on the backfield so often. He hasn't had to make a single save this game, but I feel like if I were to label who's been making so many saves, I feel like I'd say he made 5 different saves on different plays from Mosaic, just not with his own goal. As I pass to Gandhi, and Maurice again with another defensive block, another defensive save, another play that goes away as now Gandhi no chance. Falls Dragon, early challenge, Talga towards net. Maurice again waiting back. So many blocks looking to keep his team in it. 50 there with Stones. This is in front of the blue net, but Gandhi has it. Going on the field with Gandhi. Gets past Tall Falls Dragon there. Talga next up and follow to Gandhi. Talga to Stones, and he's missed it. It's up to the side wall. All they need to do is let that ball to the ground. Stones off the back, and it will do as such. And this is Naja moving to the next round of the competition.
And Naja there, that lifeline, after being shook out of the upper bracket, managed to make it through the lower quarter final. And my goodness, was that close, Sporty! Woo!
It was definitely an intense matchup to say the very least. They definitely were excited to see what would happen. As again, a huge game for them, and again, he definitely has to be happy for that one. A huge win. They get to move on. They have to keep, fighting with that number 1 seed in their mind. Now they go up against Propel in the lower bracket, and that will be an interesting matchup because Propel, again, our team that has made a huge lower bracket run, have a ton of momentum on their side, and honestly, we could definitely see them continue that because this is another scary team that, you didn't expect to be in this lower bracket.
Yeah, that's right. You know, this lower bracket is looking dangerous right now. You know, we've had so many amazing teams here and RSC EU prospect here, and they're, the best of the best, absolutely fighting it out right now, as we just got to see. That was an absolutely breathtaking series. You know, I was at a loss for words. I had moments, enjoyed moments of heartbreak, moments of just sheer and utter joy. What a series that was. And next up we've got Altar versus Obscurity. That match we were just talking about. I got to cast Obscurity in the first game. It's just action, action, action out here tonight. But for my last cast of the evening here at RSC, you're in to cast alongside you, Sporty. What an amazing series it's been, and of course a big thanks to everyone in the chat as well. You guys were lit up in there. I was loving that. I was loving the chants. That's what I was saying when I was casting. I was like, "Oh, this is so loud in here." Between us and the eggs and you guys in chat. Absolutely amazing, Sporty.
Yeah, it has, but again, that upper bracket match, that is going to be quite something. Altar Obscurity, the match I'm sure so many of you have wanted to see, and I can't blame you all for saying that because it is going to be quite the series. As again, from me as Sport FC, from Sulky Bear joining me in this one. Again, you guys are still going to be watching. It's still going to be RSC Prospect Playoffs, but until that next series, we're going to need a few minutes away just to set things up. And as soon as we come back, well, take care, get excited because our next series will be the upper finals.
ourselves, never let the truth fade away.